The belt collector with only one belt has a new figure in his street clothing. Question is it worth getting? Let's find out. Metal Driver here, and today I'm looking at another AEW figure, and it is the Unmatched Series 5 Kenny Omega. On the back we get this cool image of Kenny, along with some info and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. But enough of the box, let's go ahead and open this up and take a closer look at the best bout machine. And here we have the cleaner out of the packaging. But before we take a look at the figure, let's look at the accessories that he comes with. He comes with the AEW World Championship belt, and if you collect the AEW figures, you should have one of these in your collection by now, so you should already know what to expect with this. We get an AEW microphone, which we have gotten many times with the AEW figures. I'm kind of sick of these microphones by now, I have way too many of them, but it is painted well, looks good all the way around. And then we get a pair of sunglasses that look pretty nice on the front. The lenses are sculpted well. You do see some gold here, which is nicely painted. Now, the sides are horribly warped. Yeesh, that looks kind of nasty. But this should be an easy fix. Just run some hot water under here, straighten it out, and then pour some cold water on top of that, and it should be just fine. And then take a look at the head sculpt. This is brand new, and I really like how this looks. I think it captures that snarling expression that Kenny does very well. It looks pretty accurate to the picture on the box. The eyes are painted well, the eyebrows, the facial hair looks really good, shaved in a way very similar to Triple H. I believe Kenny said that it was inspired more by Harley Race, but it looks really good. Sculpting on the hair is different than the previous Kenny figures. Painted pretty well. You get a couple different colors here. A light black and then a little bit of sun painted yellow here for the blonde highlights. So really good. Nice man bun up here. So that is sculpted really well. I like this quite a bit. Then looking at the body, you see this sculpted shirt underneath. A V-neck style shirt here. Some good sculpting on the collar. You do see a necklace right here. Do believe that is sculpted. Yep, not just painted. So that looks really nice. And then looking at the blazer on Kenny, this is ugly, it is gaudy, it is loud and obnoxious, and I absolutely love it. I think this is perfect for a heel Kenny Omega. Coloring all over looks really good. You see some black, some gray, some yellow, blue, orange, red right on this white blazer here. Get it all over the back. And the cool thing about this design is that if there is some mispaint on any of the colors, if there's a slight imperfection, that's okay, it works with the style. So I think this is very well painted. This looks really good. And then speaking of looking good, the jeans on Kenny look really good. You see these rips here on the pants, and these rips are not just painted on, these are actually sculpted. Obviously the skin is painted underneath, but yeah, this looks really nice. And I say that because I've seen figures in the past by different companies that have tried to mimic the ripped up look, and it's just painted rips, but this is actually sculpted, so that's really cool. And then the jeans have this wash on the thighs, so you get this lighter color here, almost white on certain parts. Nice sculpting on the jeans to mimic the creases, these bunched up parts on the jeans. Nice sculpting on the side here. Get some more rips and tears on the back. Should look really nice with some more of that whitewashed paint. So I'm really impressed with how these jeans look. Really nice. I do love it when we get figures that are in street clothing, civilian attire. It really adds to displaying a figure on a shelf or even just toy photography. Then we get some nice sculpted sneakers on the feet. Just one solid color, no additional paint here, but you do see a little bit of that sculpting right here, so that looks really cool. Then going over the articulation, the head is on a ball joint and a hinge, although it does not look up at all due to the plastic of the hair, and he looks slightly down, so not the best range here. That kind of sucks. Does turn side to side, shoulder goes that high up, so great range there. Rotates all the way around, biceps swivel, double jointed elbows, a swivel and hinge at the wrist. He's got a ball joint at the upper diaphragm, so he crunches that far forward, goes that far back, can pivot a bit, and then there should be another ball joint here. So yep, so he crunches a little bit further forward, a little bit further back, and then does have a pretty noisy twist. Legs go that far out, they go that high up. A thigh cut, double jointed knees, a cut at the calf that allows for rotation. Ankle goes not high up, but it does go that far down, and he has some excellent ankle pivot. Here you have the new Unmatched Series 5 Kenny Omega next to the unrivaled Series 1 Kenny. Here he is next to the ringside exclusive Kenny that came with the authentic scale ring. Here he is next to unrivaled Series 4 Kenny Omega, and finally next to the original Unmatched Kenny Omega figure. And then if you're wondering how the other head sculpts look on this new Series 5 Unmatched Kenny, here is the original Unmatched head sculpt, and then here he is with the Unrivaled Series 4 head sculpt. And then here is Unrivaled Series 4 Kenny with the new Unmatched head, and here's the original Unmatched Kenny with the new Unmatched Kenny Omega head sculpt. I love it when companies give us wrestling figures in their street attire. It makes the figures feel a bit fresh, not the same kind of rehash of the same figures over and over again with the same similar attires. This Kenny Omega has some great gear on. I love his civilian attire. I think it was executed very well. The new head sculpt is on point, looks really good. So to answer the earlier question, is it worth it? If you're a Kenny Omega fan, absolutely. If you're a casual fan, I think it's worth getting. Now, if you only want one Kenny Omega in your collection and you're waiting on that one figure, you might want to wait on the Supreme Collection version. Either way, this is a solid figure and certainly worth adding to your collection. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to check out my latest AEW reviews, click on the card at the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.